performing at the Crisp Lounge in Eureka. The LaughCraft podcast will be there at the VFW in the podcast room. If you're in the Eureka area, come out April 5th, April 6th. There will be Bigfoot related events going on. The Bigfoot costume contest. We're going to have other shows. We're going to have comedy. It's going to be a fun time. Weed?
There's going to be weed.
Oh yeah, the first venue is a dispensary, so there's going to be weed. There's a. Do you not like weed? There's a non-smoking section at the fucking dispensary. It's so amazing. How did we plan all that? We don't
And
know.
that's the news.
Welcome back to the recording.
All right, welcome to the LaughCraft podcast with my special guest, Marc Maple. How we doing, Marc?
You named it this because you're a nerd, right? And you play the D&D.
The D&D. Well, are you talking about like Warcraft and like StarCraft and shit like that?
I don't know what the crafts are. I don't know. I don't play any of this stuff.
I don't know, dude. It's just
I know you're into those RPG games and stuff.
Yeah.
I like the stuff where you fart and there's middle fingers and you don't even have to think. And you play it on the easiest difficulty and the game guides you right through it.
Oh, okay. So you play as a game journalist, basically. You play on game journalist
exactly.
mode.
I give everything a 9.1 out of 10, even though I didn't even like it.
You're ruining gaming journalism, Marc.
Game reviews are done, right? Or game
reviews
journalism,
are
is that all
dumb.
that shit?
Yeah, but that's just because like people do exactly what you're talking about, where they play on the easiest difficulty because they're brain dead babies. And then, you know what, Marc? How long you been doing comedy?
That's a stupid question. 4.5, I guess. I'm coming up on 5, but the first year was bullshit. And the second year I wasted. So yeah, the first year was just I went to a coffee shop in Stockton over and over again.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic happened, and then I was with some friends and I noticed some shittier comics. I wasn't online. I wasn't on social media.
Right.
And I had a few people. And then I know there was shows going on in the area.
Does that mean like you got into social media after you started comedy?
No, I was on social media. It was just to myself. I wish I could have kept it like that because I've seen a lot of drama and bullshit and chaos. But
especially lately, huh?
But yeah. So then I added other people, and then I noticed there's other shows going on. I thought there was just crappy open mics. So then I went to a show, and then everybody sucked. And I thought, well, fuck.
I can do this.
What? Yeah. And then I started hitting that hard, but then I made all the wrong mistakes in the second year because I had very edgy edgelord jokes that weren't all that great. And I thought since my hero is Louis C.K., everyone's going to laugh their heads off, but it didn't quite happen like that.
Yeah.
And then I had to... were you an edgelord comic when you first started?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody was. Okay. So everybody's like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to say
what other people won't, man. You know, like...
Yeah. I had a joke. You can bleep out stuff, right?
We can bleep out stuff? Like here
on
the podcast? Yeah, we can.
Yeah. I had one joke, and I did it for 2 years, and I dropped it. And I was just like, hey, everybody, ever like text a friend on your phone, you're texting along, you text the word forget, and autocorrects it. That happens to all of us, right? And I thought that was like some amazing, groundbreaking joke, and it wasn't all that good. I had to get rid of it. So I did a lot of jokes like that.
Yeah.
At comedy clubs and shit, and then they didn't like it.
I think it's funny, but comedy clubs get uppity.
No, I don't know. We'll see. There's a couple that are just like, how dare you? But
yeah,
I mean, I'm stunned that me and Thorne get to do a dark comedy show together. So
yeah, it's weird that like comedy clubs are always like, how can you tell these jokes? Then you go out into like the general populace and do actual shows at breweries and shit, and people just eat it up. We're
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it is. It's very strange.
yeah,
It's
as
very
if
weird
like,
because like I tell these jokes to my friends and stuff, and they're like, "That's not that bad of a joke." And then if I do it at like a high end place, they're like, "Whoa, what do you do? You can't say that." Well,
yeah,
everyone goes home and they watch Saw X and Terrifier 2 or some bullshit.
yeah, yeah. So it's like, what the fuck are we doing? It's like comedy
Yeah.
clubs think that if you do edgy material or if you curse or do those kinds of things on stage, like they're gonna lose advertisers or something, as if they run on ads. I don't get it.
Uh, well, I mean, if you're a bad club owner, you're gonna really make a stink about every single person. If you try to, I've always had this theory.
Okay,
If you try to appeal to everybody,
you
you
lose.
end up appealing to nobody.
True,
Uh,
true,
th- I think people like strong flavors. I think people have distinct taste.
true.
So eventually, if you're really good, yeah, I got to be good. You can't just be shit,
No,
you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm,
You have to be
but
yourself and
if
good.
you, yes. So if you're yourself and good, and you're trying to get better, eventually more and more people are going to like you, and more people are going to come out eventually in the long run to see your stuff.
Like, I think
Um,
that people can do edgy jokes. I just think people who are more inclined to do edgy material, they try it out too fast and they're too focused on the edgy part as opposed to like how they deliver it, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah. You got to hone it out. You got to see if it actually makes sense, if there's actual hook to it.
yeah, there's got to
But
be
yeah,
something good.
if you just tackle it head on and it's not even
Isn't it
good, then
funny
it's
how
just gonna.
kids die? Like, it's not, you got to have something else, you know?
Yeah, it's almost like, yeah, we know. All right, come on. What else? Come on.
Yeah,
What
like,
else do you got? Come on.
we already know it's funny when kids
What?
die. But like, how? Like,
Yeah.
they die fast, slow. Like,
Um.
are there buckets
But what the
involved?
fuck? We got off on a tangent. Yeah, 5 years. It's getting a little bit better as of
5
late.
years. Yeah. I'm
You're a
right there with you.
5-year, right?
I'm right there with you. I'm like at 6 right now.
Okay.
And yeah, but I have noticed that throughout your career, Mark, you've been producing a lot of shows over the past couple years. You didn't spend too much time in the limbo of just being an open micer or being, this or that. You've been very active as far as like making shows and producing shows. Continued success.
Oh no. Yes, I'm still an open micer though. I'm still at the damn mics testing out jokes.
I don't, yeah,
Uh,
there's a difference between people who go to open mics and open micers, though. I think there's a
I
difference.
guess I'm out of that.
Yeah.
So am I out of it? Are you upgrading me out of open micer status?
I think that Mark Maple deserves to be out of open micer status. I believe that
Then
you
what?
deserve to be a fucking shit of the earth, balls to the wall, nobody likes him producer.
That's what I am.
Yep.
Okay,
Welcome.
so you know the feeling of producing a show and everyone's mad at you, right?
Oh, yeah. And people are telling you it's okay, it's not.
What do you mean when you say that?
Or maybe, I
I
don't know, we might have opposite feelings about it because I put on a show up at the Brass Rail, right? We know because you're there this
yes.
Saturday. And whenever there's like a bad turnout or something, I always feel guilty, so I apologize to the comics and they always say it's fine. I always make sure to pay them.
Yeah.
Like nobody leaves without money, but I
Yeah.
feel guilty.
Well, I've had a few shows like that in the past where I'm like, and that's the
Yeah.
really tough feeling part.
Yeah.
I get the brunt of how come you're not putting on my show? How come you're not putting me on your show? Why am I
Dude.
not on your show?
Yeah. I've gotten a little bit of that. And it never feels
What the
good.
fuck, man? They always do this. What the fuck, man? We're friends.
We're friends.
Yeah. I get a lot of that. That part, it never really ends. It always continues on and lingers. And
Yeah, because even if I book you this month, next month, you're just gonna want another show. If you give a mouse a cookie, you know?
yes, that's right.
He's
That's
gonna
a
want
good.
a showcase
That's
to go with it.
yes. And then since you booked them on one show, they think
Oh.
you're gonna put them on another one and another one
Did
afterwards.
I do good on your show? What about this other show you have? Don't you want me on that too? And I know this feeling because I want to be on all the shows that you do, Mark. And I know I'm on Graffiti Comedy, right? And I want to do all the shows.
Yes.
I've been on your
Yes, that I know.
But I'm not going to hit
It's
you
one
up
of those.
about it because I hate doing that. I hate when people do it to me.
Oh yeah, it was weird when me and David Thorne were writing down a long list of dark comics because we need actual dark comedy, at Dark and Darker.
Yeah.
So we thought of everybody we can think of, and we wrote out the whole list, and then we looked at it afterwards. We're like, oh my god, it's a bunch of white guys. It's 95% white guys on here,
Yeah. I wonder
and
why.
and then we had to go back and write some more names. But then it's also like, so when we do these lineups, because we're at a side room of a predominant club, we got to make sure there's a mix of people on there. And we're,
Right.
And here's the deal, too. People like variety, So if you're doing a show, you're producing a show, you can try to book people that are not white guys on there because people like to watch people that are not white guys. But I
Yeah.
feel like a giant fucking hypocrite for saying that because I'm a edgy white guy comic.
Yeah, me too. Hi.
Yeah.
I had to make sure.
But yeah, producing shows, you get hit up a lot. You get the stress. See, if you do a ticketed show and you're depending on ticket sales to pay off people and renting out a room, it gets very stressful.
Yeah. That's not something I have to deal with necessarily for my venue because, like, I put the word out. There's no pre-ticket sales. Most of the time, I don't even notice if people fucking pay at the door. Like the venue I have is pure. You've been there, brass rail. It's chaos. Like
it's the most interesting town
if you can
ever.
call it. I know it's technically a town because I've seen their post office. Yeah.
The girls are hot, but they don't seem fresh.
You're right. You're so right. They're not. Don't try to drag dick in that town, dude. It's gonna come back moldy. Fuck.
It's like, well, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen too if you disappear into wherever the hell they want you to go at to do it.
Won't.
So,
bro, I got stories because I've crashed in that town before, and it gets weird. I was gifted a whole ounce of hash while I was there. They're very, very giving people, but I also had to hang around a bunch of ketamine heads doing coke and being annoying as hell. So
yeah, and that seems like everybody there.
Yeah. There's a lot of sores and loose dogs.
I mean, there's no internet connection.
Oh no.
You're out of civilization.
I assume there's only one cop who rubs his stomach a lot while talking to people. I've never met the guy, but he's like, well, see, around here, kind of a big deal, type shit.
How is the open micers that get on before the show? How have they been doing?
Fucking god, dude! It's sporadic.
Potential?
It's mostly one guy. It's mostly just one fucking dude, Eddie, who I throw him up there because the locals get a kick out of it, and it's like what the fuck? Who else is here? And
do you think he's gonna get better? What if he, because we all suck at first,
I don't know, man. I'm hoping he gets over his alcoholism before he gets good at comedy. I hope Eddie finds a home before he gets good at comedy,
I mean, he might. There's something there, he's working on his. I mean, first before his jokes, he's got to work on his alcoholism before he can start working on his jokes.
I'd say that about a couple comics.
It was an interesting show I did last year. I got heckled to death, and then I did my forbidden joke that I don't tell anywhere, and then people are mad, and then that was it. And then I enjoyed it. It was I feel like it's a place where anything goes, and you do whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, anything goes. Anything fucking goes, dude. If you want to, I'm pretty sure you can do whatever you want down there besides just like rail coke on the counter. I mean, they'll probably just ask you to share. I don't know. I almost saw somebody get stabbed there once. I saw a guy.
Hey, by the way, sorry about that. Go for it.
Sorry, I was gonna say
someone got stabbed.
I saw a street fight, right? And this is like the first time I ever went to the venue. I saw a street fight where this guy was like trying to bash another dude's head into the pavement, and then later on said that he was a good person because he wasn't trying to do that thing that I saw him trying to do. and then the guy who was getting his head attemptedly slammed into the pavement. He went inside and started holding his baby that was in the bar. And so I just saw this
Yeah.
really like picturesque thing of this guy holding this baby while drinking a beer, and his face is all asphalty and bloody and fucked up. I was like, this is cool. I can bring comics here for sure.
Yeah.
This is a fun
I
spot.
should probably bring my knife. I should probably bring my knife next time I go.
You're fine. You know? I mean, you probably
Do you
should.
feel like
It's not
do
a
you feel
bad
like
idea.
anything's gonna do you feel like something will happen eventually at one of these brass rail shows?
Maybe. That's the thing, is maybe. Because I've seen, you know, when you meet people who are they're just hell-bent on fucking something up in an evening? You see
Yeah,
that
I know what you're
behavior in
talking
homeless
about.
people where they're like, I don't give a fuck, man, fuck with me, bro. Like, I've seen that behavior in the
Hey, wait. Let me pause you. Wouldn't that be great if you can lose all control as a homeless man and have no consequences of it at all?
Oh, it must feel so freeing to be able to just yell the N-word in downtown and nobody even bats an eye at you.
Well, it's like, what are they
Nobody
gonna
even
do
looks
to
at
me?
you.
I don't.
I don't
I
give a
have
fuck.
zero. I have zero money. What are they gonna do to me? Fine me? Go for it. Take
Yeah.
everything. I have nothing left.
Oh, they're gonna take me to jail where I get free food and shelter. Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, being homeless must be fun. And that specific, like, crazy homeless where, like, you should be thrown in a hole somewhere until you're better, but, you know, we did away with that some time ago, I guess. I don't know.
We don't rehabilitate people. They don't get better.
No, there's no money in rehabilitation unless you're a celebrity or something.
No, exactly. Then there's a comeback story, yeah?
Yeah, we send you to a place where you can play tennis and drink fucking, I don't know. What's that bubbly water drink? I think it's literally called
Seltzer?
bubbly. Yeah, you can drink seltzers.
Liquid.
You can drink
Liquid
liquid
Death.
death, get free cigarettes for like $800,000 or whatever the fuck for a month. So, anyway, what's the worst heckling situation you've ever had, Mark?
Well, there's three of them.
Yeah, we've been through a
One
couple.
time, it was I wanted to start. It was Cap's open mic. It was the first mic, and I was like, I want to christen your mic, Nick Michelson. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna sign up first. I want to go first. I'm like, okay.
Oh boy.
So then I did some material in Stockton. This guy, he was Samoan. He didn't like it, and then I got mad at him. He kept heckling me, and then we started yelling at each other.
Nice.
And then since he was Samoan, he was big. You know, I was like, I hope you have a heart attack like all the other wrestlers did in the 80s. How all the other Samoan wrestlers dropped. I hope you have it, you Yoko loser.
Oh.
And then he got more mad at me. And then apparently him and his boys were waiting for me outside, but I didn't know they were going to like beat me up. So I was inside it, and I was told this afterwards. I was privy to it.
Nice.
So there was that. One guy shouted the N-word at me. I didn't know how to go about it, so I pretended it didn't happen.
Somebody shouted the N-word at you?
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, maybe you should go suck a dick. And I was just like,
Wait,
I'm just gonna
what does
pretend
the
that
N stand for?
I'm not saying.
Okay.
And then I was just, I'm not saying. And then I was just like, I literally was like, I don't know how to go about it, because it was like my second year. I was like, I don't know how to go about this, so I'm gonna pretend that didn't happen.
Oh,
And
dude,
I just went through my rest of my.
I almost wish that would happen now. That'd be crazy. I'd be like, whoa!
I was
let's break down
stunned.
what you said.
Yeah, I was stunned by it. And then that one heckler at fucking Brass Rail was crazy, where I was doing my suicide hotline joke. I was talking about cutting sandwiches in half, and he just goes, bologna sandwiches. I'm like, I don't even.
That was probably Eddie.
And yeah, it may have been Eddie. Is he the heckler at your shows too?
Yeah, Eddie's the heckler at that show. I kept telling him, like, he's better about it now, or I'm like, you can yell when I'm up there, Ed, but not when other people are up there. And he's like, hey, yo, I'm so sorry, you know, I'm from Jersey. He's just what he says about everything. Hey, you know, I'm from Jersey, okay, you know. And he's
What
also
I like
drunk and
about
homeless.
what I like about the stories of the people from North San Juan is that they're interesting. but you don't know if they're real.
I can tell you if they're real or not.
I can never tell if bullshitters are bullshitting me.
Oh, like how a dog shitting on the chair got the sound to work?
Yeah. What?
Yeah. So, a couple shows ago, I was trying to get the sound to work. I was with the guy, and we're plugging things, unplugging them, and pretty sure everything's, I redo everything. I'm like, okay, let's do it now. And then while that's happening, this fucking husky like walks onto the stage, goes up to a chair, lifts his ass in the air, and shits on the chair. Not like shits near the chair, shits on the leg, shits in the middle of this metal chair, and then I'm like staring at
the doggy knew what kind of show it was. Continue on.
Yeah, I'm staring at this dog, and I look at the comics. I'm like, you guys see this shit? And that's the first sound that comes out of the speakers. Is me pointing the comics like, you guys see this dog shitting in this chair? And yeah, and the sound started magically working. It was great. It was fucking amazing.
I mean, that's analog technology at its finest.
Yeah, Anadog technology.
Hey.
Yeah, so that was fun.
I love that room. I can't wait to go back to it. It's gonna be.
Oh, the stage is even better now. They redid the whole stage area, and I guess they got new management. I don't know because it's so tenuous. Like I don't know if I've ever met the owner technically. I know he was at one of the.
And
shows.
you got that room. You got that room by swiping right.
I got that
Tinder.
room on Tinder. Yeah. Yeah.
You're the first person to book a room because you're trying to get your dick wet.
That might not be true, but I'm the first to admit it.
For the first show, you're like, I don't know. I don't know if there's pay or not. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I was like,
it's going to be good. Yeah. Whatever.
I didn't know. I was like, am I going to get a show out of this? Am I getting laid? Just a show? Yeah, okay, whatever. I guess that's fine.
Yeah, well, that's all of the above. You may get paid, I may get laid, and there may be a show, and it may be good. I don't know.
No, there's been no vagina attached to my North San Juan show, I'm happy to say. Because, like you said, little worn down. Little used goods. People don't end up in that town because they're in a good situation.
I mean, there's a few redneck cannibal girls that kind of look pretty, but you can't trust them, you know?
No, you're right.
Right?
You're right. Yeah, I met one of those. I haven't seen her since, which makes me think that she was like an apparition. Because she was really cute.
She was just was she a sac transplant? There was one that was trying to talk to me that night, and she was like, "I'm from Sacramento."
I don't remember. Hopefully,
I remember there being like 4 or 5 hot ones, but they all looked like newspaper, you know,
left out in the rain a little bit.
Yeah.
The pages. I can see the funny pages from the ads, you know.
Yeah, they were all hairy too. All of them were.
Yeah, it's like, where are they going? They don't need to look pretty. Like, I see the way that I felt bad, right? Because I booked an all-woman show.
Is that the only room you booked too? It's such a weird location of like far out. No, it is. That's it.
That's the only room I got right now. I'm trying to get rooms other places, you know, but that's the only room I got right now.
I like it. It's just you're emailing people, you're meeting people in person, and then you're trying to get your dick wet, and that's how you get the.
That's what happens, man. I'm not in control of what happens in this life. It's just
me and David Thorne were driving to her and like, why are we doing this show? I'm like, I don't know.
Because I try to get laid. That's why you're doing that show. I try to get my dick wet, and suddenly Marc's swerving in mountain rain. Like,
that's a fun venue. I can't wait. I just look, I like to go to. Are you one of those people that likes to go to the strangest, weirdest locations to do a show? That's me.
Dude. I'm sure David has talked to you about that one show we did at a catfish tournament.
He said he got paid $100. He was like, it was great.
Dude, I got paid like $130 to do a fucking catfish.
That's a good gig.
It's a great gig, yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Because, dude, the people who have the money to own a boat, they can tip. They can fucking tip. Well,
question.
Huh?
Were they good? Were they cool? Did they laugh? Did they do
No,
that
yeah,
shit?
they were great. Great audience.
All right.
Like there was even like their kids were there and shit. I didn't hold back at all because I even pointed out I was like, you already heard your dad say fuck when he lost the fish earlier, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Wish
yeah.
I mean,
go ahead.
I want to do a show at a graveyard one of these days.
That's a hard sell.
Just for the fuck of it. No one's done a graveyard show.
I mean, yeah. I was gonna do a like plenty of people killed, people died at this show. But yeah, you're right. I've seen backyard wrestling shows. I've seen fishing shows. I've seen. I haven't seen a cemetery show yet.
Strip club shows I hear are the worst. They
Shrimp
really don't
club
fucking
shows?
care. Yeah, they
fuck
have
is
one.
that?
Alvin Duke does one with everyone's favorite name in comedy, Tess Tickles.
Oh, that's a strip
over
club
at
show.
Rancho.
I thought you said shrimp.
Oh no, what the
Like-
fuck? No, a
like a
strip club
shrimp.
show.
A shrimp, like a Bubba Gump shrimp, like doing a comedy show.
What the
Bubba
fuck? Would,
Gump.
why the fuck did that happen? Why the fuck would there be? Just,
I don't know.
You want
Mark.
to you want to
I
do
don't
jokes
imagine
on a
comedy's
sailor
very
boat?
good there. You know, because everybody's got shrimp on the mind. What are you gonna do? Topical shrimp jokes? Like personally,
funny
I
if
like
you just-
crayfish, and you get booed. So yeah,
Hey, man,
comedy's
you
not
need to
good at
go
strip
there.
clubs. Talk more about that.
When I got my DUI, or when I got arrested for DUI, I was driving back from Chico, which is why I'm hesitant to go back to Chico.
Yeah, you should be.
I did it to just do the mic. They had a mic over there. I think it was ran by Dylan Collins.
There's a mic going on tonight. I know Amy was trying to get people to go, and nobody did.
Man, nobody wants to go all the way to Chico to do fucking comedy.
People did when there was COVID.
Yeah. Oh man, that was annoying. Everyone made a big deal about Chico during that time. That
Yeah,
really
because we were
pissed
the
me
only
off.
ones doing it, man. People from San Francisco were driving up to Chico just to get 5 minutes. It was great. You know how cool we felt?
Just think about the renegade time of the Wild Wild West when everyone was driving 3 hours out just to do 5 fucking minutes. That's
yeah,
fucking
and I
weird
won't even
thinking
drive
about
like
it.
40 now. It's like, fuck it, it's a Wednesday, whatever. Who cares?
But like, yeah, I got my DUI driving back from Chico. It's because I went to that Yuba City strip club. That's what did it.
Yuba City
I made a
strip
pit.
club. Ew.
Yeah, Yuba City, they have a strip club. It's not great. It's what you think.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
what the fuck, dude?
there-
That's sad as hell.
Yeah, it was. And then I was talking to somebody and like, hey, we'll give you a free beer because we're talking. I was like, oh yeah, I just got done doing comedy. I'm an amateur comic. They're like, oh yeah, hey, we'll give you a beer if you do a set for us. I'm like, okay, I'll do 5 minutes for you guys. I'm like, great. And I did. So it was supposed to be 5 minutes, and they let me after one. After 1 minute, they're like, all right, we're done. Here's your beer. I wasn't drunk. I mean, I was just buzzed. I wasn't like too drunk to not,
They just didn't
And then
like
that
it.
one, yeah, that one beer is what set me off. So then when I was driving home, I got pulled over and I blew a .09 in Yuba City.
Fuck.
0.09 by 0.01 is
I didn't
how I
even know
got
there was
it.
a strip
So
club in Yuba City. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you.
it's what you fucking think.
Yeah, it seems sad as fuck. Is what that is.
There was only like fucking 2 dudes and maybe 2 dancers. So yeah, I was
Yeah. It's just, which is crazy. I probably
During that
know those dudes too.
yeah. I had a bad strip club problem back in the day.
I remember you talking about strip clubs. I assume anybody that talks openly about strip clubs has a problem with it.
Yeah.
Just from experience.
My favorite time to go was during Sunday nights, MILF night. MILF night's the time to go if you do go to a strip club.
I thought MILF night was just every fucking night.
No, I'll tell you why. It's their side hustle. They only do it 1 day a week.
God damn.
They're hobbyists. So they have a better job that gives them majority of their pay, but then they do that for side hustle.
Right.
So they take their
It's the girls there on a Tuesday night you got to look out for.
Yeah, the girls that hustle there every night are no good because they need the
no
money
good.
and they're no good. Now the MILF strippers with their fake titties, they're the best ones because they'll give you a better time because they're just there for fun, for side hustle,
Yeah,
and they'll talk to you and they'll give you a better dance.
yeah, their
I know
heart's
this.
into it.
Shout out to Gold Club Centerfolds in Rancho Cordova.
Jesus fucking Christ. All
Ask
right.
for Reina.
That's for Raina. Okay, let's move on to the
Ask.
news.
No, I said ask for Reina.
Oh, ask for Raina.
Yeah.
Shout out Raina. If she ever watches this, I'm sure she does. This podcast gets around. So next, the news segment. Are you ready for the news? All right, Mark. Did you hear that the Boeing whistle?
Shut up!
Thank you.
Sorry, I just wanted to interrupt you during the middle of it just for no reason.
Is that a teddy bear you have in your house? I'm just noticing.
Yeah, this is a teddy bear from the 80s. It's all the way from 1986.
That's cool. That's cool, man.
Be
cool.
respectful to your old elders, goddammit.
You have a teddy bear in there that's older than I am. That's crazy. So like, Grandma gave you that. So a Boeing whistleblower is dead. Got suicided in his car. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about this? You know about this?
Boeing. So I don't. So did somebody like fall out of a fucking plane recently or some shit?
So like a door on a Boeing plane just kind of got ripped off while it was flying around, right? And people are claiming that like Boeing was using substandard parts, and this guy was a part of this whole big lawsuit where he had testified once, and he was like he was in town to testify for this trial, and then he just conveniently happens to die in his car to a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Yeah, right? Isn't it cool how like every person collectively knows exactly what happened? We're like,
well, yeah, everyone knows, but then people on the news are gonna go, I'm not sure. And then if you're like, I'm pretty sure that guy got assassinated by the company, then like everyone else is going, well, you're just a dumb Alex Jones fucking jack off guy who fucking swallows cum. And you're like,
that's
no,
the thing, though, is I've never heard anybody say that. Like everyone that I've seen talking about it is like, no, Boeing definitely just killed a guy. And it's just like, we're moving on. Next day.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it. There's no way to prove it. So
yeah, it's a really weird situation where like
that is fucked up. Where it's just like you can't even. It's
we as a society know 100% like this company just murdered a man, right?
But since we
ultimately
can't,
save money, but we can't do anything about it. We can't like. It's weird. It feels
there's
like
no legal proof. There's no legal proof. Well, if this was a good movie, there'd be a guy going, "Hey, wait a minute, I have something."
Wait a minute, there's a camera on the other side of that, and then he would end up dead too. It's probably what would happen.
God damn it! Yeah, reality's tough, right? You know.
What are you supposed to do when you find out this mega company that like literally talks to Saudi Arabia? That's how big this company is. Like it has to make deals with the Saudi people. It's like, yeah, we'll bring you stuff. You gotta like let us fly over your shit. They're like, fine. Because
I mean, he can at least not die in vain, knowing that he died for the memes.
That's actually really heartwarming. That he died for the memes.
I mean,
that's how
he's not going to get any justice. His family is going to forever live in despair.
Probably fear.
Fear too. But at least the family should know. Somebody needs to tell them. He generated millions of mildly funny memes. So
yeah, and their stock might go down a little bit, maybe.
It'll go down 2%, and it'll go back another 3%.
Yeah.
Within a week, so
because Saudi needs a shipment of something, and they're like, oh. All right.
World's ugly.
The world is ugly.
World's ugly.
Moving on. So a woman called into work. I just saw it say a woman called into work and she woke up to find her boss standing at the foot of her bed. and claiming like, well, you know, you called in. I assumed you just didn't want to drive. I can drive you, and then you can, you know, go to work.
She didn't get fucked by the boss?
No, he just wanted to, you know, team member. Clock
What the
in.
fuck happened here? Is this a news story? What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. Yeah, imagine you call into work, you wake up and your boss is right there, going, "Why aren't you clocked in?" Like a fucking nightmare, right? Is there some kind of thing
I
going
mean,
on within the public space where like people think that since they're doing something on behalf of a company that like they can just like operate outside of the spectrum of law? Or am I delving too much into this idea?
yeah, they got to meet deadlines, okay? And
Deadlines.
sometimes to meet those deadlines, we got to curve around restrictions, and
Gonna
that
have to kill
sometimes
some
might even
kids.
include,
I mean,
yeah, that might even include the law or even just plain morals. So,
yeah. Oh, always morals. Go out the window, gone. Got a bottom line to worry about,
and
baby.
and we're not having turnover these days. We're just losing people. So deadlines must be made.
Have you ever been working for a company and they brag about like how much money they're making, and then like, but your wages don't go up at all? Has that ever happened to you?
No. Luckily, no. I worked at not Target. I worked at Kmart briefly, and they pretended their numbers were going up, but then they kept offering us to buy their stock, to buy Sears Kmart stock,
Oh no.
is what they kept. And
That's not good.
obviously, you know, it was like 8 years ago,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was just like, you guys aren't going. No, this is not. You guys are going down. But
Oh,
they
for
kept
sure.
offering they kept offering their employees shares of it over and over and over again, which I found funny. Anyway, yeah, there's only like 10 fucking Kmarts around. No, I've never worked for a company where they're like, we are killing it, our organization.
Right.
That'd be creepy to hear, though.
Dude,
But
that happened to me once. I was working for this like it was a rice company, right? But like they were blowing up as far as rice
you
goes.
weeb, you're such a weeb. You would work for a rice company.
Hey, they didn't just have white rice. They had brown rice, black rice, every kind of rice, even red rice. That's harder to find nowadays.
I don't know. I've never seen red rice before.
Exactly. Yeah, well, because we killed most of them when we took over. Anyway, so yeah, I worked for this company.
We're not giving it back either.
We're not giving it back.
either.
Stole it fair and square. So I was talking. There was this huge celebration when I was working there. Like we broke record profits. They were telling us how they made more money than they had ever made money before. And I was standing next to this guy who was like one of the owners, I guess, and he was just pleased as punch, like big smile, just this big, like imagine just this older stockbroker white dude. He's just big old fat dude, jolly red, beardless Santa looking motherfucker. And I was like, man, why are you so happy? And he's like, oh, don't you, company's making a profit. I'm like, he's like, aren't you excited? I'm like, no, dude, because I'm not seeing any of it. Like, can I have whatever drugs he's on? That I don't know, man. But I did ask him in front of like a bunch of other owners, like, are you guys on drugs to celebrate like this in front of all of us? Like, because we don't see this. Why are you celebrating right now? Can't you do it behind closed doors? And then eventually,
They're just doing a mad flex. They're just doing a mad flex.
yeah, like 2 years after that, they eventually raised the employees, wages, but they made sure to let me go before they did that. Oops. Shouldn't have said anything.
What is this company? What you don't have to be confidential. What the fuck is the company?
What was the company? Oh, it's called Lundberg.
Yeah, Lumberg.
Yeah, Lundberg Family Farms. If you see their rice in the store, it's overpriced. Don't get it. I will say, however, they're like little flavored rice cake things. Those are actually good. They got chocolate on them and shit. Dude, I used to just take them off the line. It was awesome.
I like it. You're like, don't support them, but they make really nice rice cakes
Well,
that are.
yeah. Well,
If
they
you
make
get
a couple different things. I got the giant hockey puck rice cakes and then the little thin ones. Those are actually I can't no cap. Those are good. Layer dark chocolate on them. Ah, man, got me fucked up. But yeah, typical corporate bullshit. What the fuck are you gonna do?
I mean, one of these days I want to monetize totally, and I don't know how to do it though. When it comes to work and comedy,
Oh,
I'm like
right.
near it, but not quite. Um, I feel like I should either really go hardcore with merch or something, but I can't quite figure it out. So until then, I got to work a regular job. Um,
I'd say
navigating.
personally, I'd say if you're trying to do that, host more shows. Either
There's
put them
hosting shows,
either put them on
but
yourself or
like,
because it depends. Like,
I wish I could. I wish I could do podcasting and get paid for it.
yeah, good luck.
Whether it's like super chats or something, but I don't really have enough of a following for it. So I'm gonna have to come to grips this summertime when it comes to that kind of shit. I don't. Maybe I might just quit my job and do comedy full time and just eke it out and barely survive. But
Honestly, yeah, do
um, th-
that. You'll be better off for it in a couple years, I think. As long as like you continue to be funny and improve. That's the only.
but there's some days. There's a lot of days I go to a show after work and I'm completely drained and fucking burnt out. I don't
Yeah,
want to do it, you know.
yeah,
And
and
that's all.
some days your pet fucking dies. Some days your family's sick, and you gotta fucking get up on stage and do it anyway.
Good point. Yeah, I never
That
really
shit's
look at it
going
that
to
way.
happen.
Everyone's got some shit going on, so I'm
Have you
not
ever
the only one
performed when you
to.
were crying? Like you had like you were in the middle of a breakdown or something was going on and you had to go on stage, so you just like got it together real
Nah,
quick and did it?
nah. Have you?
Yeah, one time. Doesn't feel
How'd it
good.
go?
How'd it go? I actually did
How?
really well. Cause
Okay.
I did. It was at a scoreboard way back in the day.
It's scoreboard. Goddamn.
No, but like for a scoreboard, it was really good. I did really good. Even Josh, who was it? Josh at the time, Campo was like, "Hey man, you did really good," and I'm like weeping. I'm like sitting on the curb because of some shit going on, and he's like, "You okay, man?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "You did really good up there." I'm like, "Thanks." But
Okay, if we're including open mics, yeah, there was a kid on the bus that had a grand mal seizure.
oh fuck.
Yeah. So he had the bad, like crazy, nutty, insane seizure on the school bus. He was foaming from the mouth, and he started like going like this over and over again.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he bit his lip or if he bit his tongue, but then blood started coming out of his mouth as well.
Yeah.
And he was locking up in place, and
Yep.
so he was going in and out of consciousness.
Yeah.
So I had to tell the bus driver to pull over the bus, and then we just had to wait, and he had to call in, and then finally the paramedics got there and shit, and hunky, good-looking, fucking hot-ass-looking firefighters got there. They're hot fucking asses.
Dude,
Um,
firefighters or
but they were dudes,
okay.
firefighters.
Okay. That's what you need to specify. Yeah.
So then I had a host, and they weren't
ladies.
that time.
They weren't that
No, they were
time.
hunky, hot ass firemen. So anyway, I had a host an open mic in Stockton afterwards, and that wasn't worth a fuck. I was pretty rattled that night.
Yeah, I bet. I've seen people seize up. It's never good. It's pretty fucking scary.
You mean like seize up like a grand mal seizure, or seize up on stage?
Both.
Yeah.
I've seen both. Yeah.
You ever see grand mal seizure on stage? That'd be awesome.
Oh my god, not yet. It'll probably happen.
Wait, what? Why
eventually.
were you crying? Why were you crying that day at scoreboard?
I had incidentally hurt somebody I had cared about.
Oh shit!
Don't you hate when that happens? When you don't.
Yeah.
When you don't think about like the consequences of your actions, and yeah, shit happens sometimes. But again, that was
Because when you, yeah,
yeah,
I always hate when that happens.
yeah,
Oh, scoreboard.
yeah. And there's
What a
nothing you
weird
can do but
venue.
take the L.
No, well, you're just like you're like, well, when it happened, I didn't mean it, and then you're like, right, I did fuck up, and you're like, oh no, fuck,
Yeah,
it's all me.
it's all fine. Things are amiable. There's no ruined bridges. I try really hard to not like fucking ruin my reputation with people. I try to be a decent human being.
How do you deal with stressful shows where you feel like there's a lot on the line?
Most of the times I just don't do well. I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Oh shit,
I feel
really?
like I let the pressure get to me, and I feel like I crack a little bit. I get shaky. I'll get
Yeah,
sweaty, and my voice will crack and shit. That's happened to me a couple times now.
yeah. Oh, that's happened to me a bunch. I always feel
Yeah,
like my timing's just a little bit off and shit.
yeah. I'm too much
You
in my
know what?
head. Yeah,
Here's the deal. I mean, no one's bombed ever on their birthday, right?
yeah.
Because it's their birthday. Who cares?
Who
It's my
cares?
birthday. I'll do a set. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, all
Yeah,
right. And I think sometimes when I let everything go and I totally don't care, that's when I'm at my best.
yeah.
You know,
100%.
when I just kind of fling shit out and I'll deal with the blowback later. That's when I think my best sets are at the shows I put on, where I feel like, well, it's my show and I can do whatever I want, and who cares now?
Yeah,
Um, Also, I like to feel like I'm a big part of the show. You know,
yeah.
I hate having to follow hosts and doing 10 minutes set because I'm always just like, well, all right.
Yeah, there's a difference between like this is my show and I'm simply here, for sure.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of shows where, especially Sacramento shows, where I'm kind of a little bit. I'm sometimes considered kind of like an afterthought, you know. And I'm just like, well, here you go. I'm like,
Yeah, I feel that for
ah,
sure.
and you're like, son of a bitch. Or when there's lineups and you're just like, God damn it, I gotta follow 8 woke women, and this is not gonna work. And here I am now,
Then you just
son
go
of
up
a
there and be
bitch.
like, anybody else think broads get too much?
Yeah, there was a show like that I did at the Punchline recently, where
Hell
it
yeah.
was on the main stage too, and I was just
Oh
like,
boy.
I was looking at the lineup, I'm like, God damn it, they did it to me again.
They did it again. They can't keep
They
getting
did it.
away with it.
I'm just like, all right, here we go. And they laughed a little bit, but they didn't really give me, all of it, And
Right.
you're just like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah. It definitely happens to where like I know some. I I've realized that some of my jokes don't work for everybody, right? And I understand which jokes don't work for which people. So now I'm trying to line up my bits to where I'll do a joke that say women don't like, and then I'll do a joke right after it's like, all right, no, I'll win you back with this one,
Yeah.
And that's something I've been trying to do lately. It's all constant learning, dude, and it's all constant learning and adjustments. I feel like
Oh yeah, no.
I've just recently, within the past like year or two, gotten way more comfortable on stage. Where I'm emoting more. I'm putting more emphasis on the emphasis of my voice on certain things. Just the overall presentation of the performance, as opposed to like wondering what jokes I'm gonna do now. It's like I'll go through a number of jokes. Right, I don't think about the order too much, but I think
Oh,
about
I the order drives me nuts. The order is where I really like
that's what
try to pound it out and
a lot of the
everything.
hangups are, honestly, is like, what am I doing where? And when I think about
Hmm.
that less, and I think more about just having fun, like I'll have a plan out the gate, but I find it better. Like the show goes better when I don't think about what I'm doing, but I look around in the room to find new inspirations for things to talk about. That's
Yeah.
that's when shows are really good, because then you're connecting with the audience. They feel like they're a part of it, instead of
And
just
you got your bailouts. You got jokes to fall back on too as well.
exactly,
So it's just
exactly.
like,
Exactly.
yeah, that's the
That's a
thing I've
trap
learned
too.
from some of my favorite comics. I don't know. Okay, so I don't know if you know these two comics. They're kind of locally nearby, but there's two of them I really like. One's called Steve Eddy, and
I
he's going
haven't
to be
met.
at the
I
show.
might have met Steve Eddy. I don't know yet.
He's crazy. He's nuts. He's like Chris Elliott, but more like mentally insane and shit.
Okay.
And then the other one I really like, that's just free flowing. They don't really set to a straight like set list. They just kind of have jokes they're gonna do, and they just kind of free flow it however they want to do. Another one, great one locally is Cookie Williams. Have you ever met her?
I have met Cookie. Yeah. She's really
And she
funny.
has stuff to rely on, but she has so much swag, and she can just move in and out of stuff seamlessly.
Hmm.
Is is what I respect. I'm trying to get away from just sticking to a set list, but I always like write a fucking set list and go down verbatim, like. But that's
Yeah.
just kind of how I always am, unfortunately. I mean, that really must mean I'm the A word that everyone keeps calling me.
Asshole.
Autistic. Everyone keeps calling me autistic.
Mark, you can't bring Vegeta hair to the function and expect people to not think that.
I
Rest in
like to
peace,
spike
Akira
up my
Toriyama.
hair straight to the sky, though.
Gotta give energy to Goku with that spirit bomb, bro. By the way, our show is endorsed by Japan. Sponsored. Our show's sponsored by Japan.
On a level of the 1 to 10, how would you describe your weebness?
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to describe what like one being like a normal functional male adult who has no interest in anime, and then 10 is like what's 10 looking like? What's your idea for 10?
Well, I know a buddy. I know a buddy who that's all he talks about. He only watches Japanese wrestling. He learns the language. He takes He takes classes remotely where this teacher teaches him the language. He saves up his money every year to go to Japan.
It sounds like he's got
It all means. Yeah, he's on. In my opinion, he's level 9. After that, I'm not quite sure.
And level 10 is like you're wearing maid outfits in public and like going ugu kawaii, and like you're getting your car decaled in like fucking smut, right? That type.
Yes.
Of
yeah.
Okay. If that's what we're going for, dude, I'm probably like a 7, a 6 or 7, honestly.
Okay.
Because like.
I mean, you're into it. You are. How would you describe yourself as a certified weeb?
Probably, yeah. I'd say I'm a weeb.
Okay.
But that it's like with any classification of person, right? It's like the line is different for everybody. I have friends that I consider fucking weebs that are way deep into it. I have friends that watch bad anime on purpose. To like the way some people watch bad movies on purpose, they watch bad anime. Like bad.
Yeah.
Like bad.
That's
bad.
getting into it. Well, my buddy, again, the super weeb guy I know, his type of women is skinny but muscular Japanese women.
Oh.
And that's a kink.
He loves tomboys.
Yeah, he likes
watched too much of something that fucked him up. Like Ranma 1/2 as a kid and fucked him up.
Maybe. I don't know the names of these things, but maybe. He likes milk-colored, muscular, skinny Japanese women.
I'm not gonna say he's got bad taste, but
I will. I'll do it for you.
You don't have to. I think that'd be fine. I don't care.
And I'm always like going, look at that one, or look at that one. He's like, no, that one.
Muscle mommy.
He's into that. Every single time we bring up anything, it relates. It goes back to Japan.
I was seeing
every
this
fucking
chick
time.
For a while, that was a bodybuilder. For a little bit.
Say that again.
I was seeing this chick was a bodybuilder for a little bit.
Was she just fit in shape, or was she just like ew, bad looking?
Like if she was wearing like a normal shirt, you couldn't really tell. But like if you like grabbed her or like squeezed, you'd be like, oh fuck, like she was dense. Fucking, it was like pounding on a rock.
I was with some buddies. We did this video game live stream during the pandemic because comedy was down. So I just figured, fucking, we'll do some live streaming, I guess.
You were playing Postal,
and
right?
They played this game called Galgun.
Galgun.
Are you privy to it?
That sounds familiar. Wait. I think I know what this is, but go ahead and describe it.
Well, it was like a point and click. I guess it was a first person shooter, you would say. But you would take your love gun and you shoot it at
schoolgirls.
Fuck, I don't know if they were teenage. I don't know.
Let's not lie, Mark. We know exactly what they're doing in Japan. You're shooting schoolgirls with a love gun, and their clothes are disintegrating. That's what that game is. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
well, they weren't just. They were getting like kind of like playful and turned on by
God
it.
damn it.
They weren't. They weren't mad about it, but they were going, ooh, hey, ooh, knock it off.
Listen.
And there was
I love Japan, right? But Japan does some weird shit. Japan.
I mean, have you ever played the game? I don't know if it was called Christina or Christine. It was like a puzzle
I know
dating
exactly what
game.
you're talking about, yeah.
Or was it called Catherine?
It was called Catherine, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
had to
That was
solve-
another one we
You had to pull
streamed.
blocks out. Like, do I cheat on my girlfriend or not? Yeah.
Yeah, the whole entire game was that, but with the a dating story of a dorky man who couldn't figure out, and he was just distraught every single time he thought about women or some bullshit.
Same.
Those games are stupid. Anyway,
Yeah,
we
they
did live streams with them. They had me on because they knew I would hate the games.
You're just like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, I get that.
But it was those streams. I miss those streams. I miss not doing anything. I almost miss not getting booked. It was great.
Yeah, dude. In the Venn diagram of Japanese games, like one side is Dark Souls, one side is Catherine, and then in the middle is I don't know what's in the middle. Something with armor and smut. I haven't found that game.
Armor
yet.
Core.
Armored Core.
Yeah.
I love Armored Core, bro. There's no the only smut in that game is when I blow up a fucking enemy AC with some rockets and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about a sweet release. Ugh.
I never got to play 80. I think it was called EDF, where all you do is just shoot giant bugs.
Yeah,
it's kind
dude,
of
I
a
love
crappy
EDF.
game.
And then that newer game that's taken everybody by storm, Helldivers 2, is basically rich man EDF.
Yeah, but I just want the single player EDF where all you got is a big dumb gun and you just shoot the spiders over and over and over and over again.
have
every
EDF.
chance
That game is
EDF.
fun.
That's the games I like.
EDF is fun because like all of the humans in the game are like blatantly retarded. They're just dumb as all hell. And I guess bugs don't exist on that world because they call all the enemies monsters. Like, a monster killed my brother! They're just ants and spiders and shit. But it's funny. At first they think they're terrorists. Like these golden UFOs are dropping giant spiders on the planet, and they're like, these must be terrorists. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Do you think the Xbox 360 era during that time of video games was the last time we can get crappy, good, but fun games? Because now everything's got to be high budget.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all, actually. There's plenty of cheap games that are fun and crappy and good.
It's just no one really knows about. That's an unfortunate thing, is though nobody really knows about sometimes the indie games. So
I don't know, because I consider myself pretty embedded in game culture. So I know these titles. Like Vampire Survivors is a recent game that's only like $4 or $5 on Steam, and I know David Thorne has that game. I have that game. I put like over 30 hours into that game for like $4. It's insanely cheap. It's super simple and it's fun. Like right now we're actually going through a really good era of video games. It's just that like I think because just a little bit of like the economy, people not necessarily being able to lounge as much. People have fallen into like they'll have like one game that they have, especially with like these live service games. Like people get people like they'll come home from work and they'll play fucking Diablo 4 for an hour and a half and go to bed. You know, you get a lot of shit like that where you don't have people like.
I mean, it seemed like in the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox 360 era, those two eras, it seemed like there was a lot of good mid-level games on a disc. You played a bunch of them. They were like 10, 20 hours long, and you kept playing more games. Yeah. Or maybe that was just my lifestyle at the time, where I had less responsibility,
also
enough, less shit going on. My life is now just post this, do that, hang up that flyer, go there, set up the Eventbrite, do that, go to this thing, go fucking message that guy. My life is kind of. I miss the era of not doing anything.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry.
I liked it when I was only like operating comedy just like straight out of Chico, and so like being fresh, being new whenever there was shows is like everything was bright-eyed and sweet. Like every time I get on a show, it was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm on a show this week. And now it's like if I don't have
Oh my
a show
God,
in a
look.
week, I'm fucking like, what the fuck?
I'm depressed.
I'm all
Remember when you
expectant.
first started and you're like, look, they have the flyer up and my face is on it. Look.
Yeah, I would take pictures.
There it is. Yes.
Do you see my name? Not even my face, just my name on paper, someone else's fucking face,
Yeah.
and I'm all excited.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
And now you're just when you show up to stuff, you're like, all right, it's another one. All right, here we go.
I spent a whole weekend in Eureka, right? And I see posters for the Bigfoot Comedy Festival fucking everywhere because Pete put them up, and I just see my name all around a town I don't live in. So that's cool. I like that shit. That's fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not freaking out about it. It's just like, oh yeah, I am on that. Like, oh, another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it is now, where you're just like, yep, it's another bar gigaroni. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Another bar gigaroni.
And I am excited about the festival, but I know that like once it's over, I'm just waiting for the next thing to happen. I'm waiting for the next festival.
Is this the first Bigfoot festival, or is this like annual shit?
I think it's the first Bigfoot Comedy Festival.
Okay.
But it should be a good event. We're doing the podcast live there. It's gonna be at.
I've never been a part of. I was a part of a really bad comedy festival, two of them. Maybe the first one doesn't even count, but one was called a Mutiny Radio Festival.
I'd say if you were on any show that was a part of a festival, you were part of a festival.
Well, this one, it just felt like I did a series of open mics.
Sometimes that's what it feels like.
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
What's there between a good open mic and a bad showcase?
A crowd.
You're getting paid.
I mean, it just felt like I went to a couple of venues that were, there wasn't a whole lot of people there. It was at bars, and I'm just like, wow, this just feels like I'm hitting a few open mics right now.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Mark. Other people don't need to know about that, and so you can just put that on your resume. Like, I was a part of the Mutiny Comedy Festival or whatever the fuck it was, you know?
I
was a part of 3 Chico comedy festivals. Were they good? I don't know. I was just there doing comedy, you know?
I was selected.
I was there. When the festival was there, I was there.
I was there for it. Hey, I'm gonna grab me 2 more beers. Is it okay if you have a quick break or talk about something else?
Do a little intermission?
You can chit chat with the people right now. I'll be back in 1 second. I'm gonna grab me 2 more beers.
Yeah. Go grab beers, dude. We'll just do a quick plug. We'll do a little quick plug of the fucking April 5th and 6th Bigfoot Comedy Festival. We will be performing at the Crisp Lounge in Eureka. The LaughCraft podcast will be there at the VFW in the podcast room. If you're in the Eureka area, come out April 5th, April 6th. There will be Bigfoot related events going on. The Bigfoot costume contest. We're going to have other shows. We're going to have comedy. It's going to be a fun time. Weed?
There's going to be weed.
Oh yeah, the first venue is a dispensary, so there's going to be weed. Do you not like weed? There's a non-smoking section at the fucking dispensary. It's so amazing. How did we plan all that? We don't know. Mark's back.
Hey, how well do you know David Thorne?
Pretty decently well. I love David.
Okay, you know what my favorite David Thorne is?
What's your favorite David Thorne?
Is angry David Thorne.
You mean when he starts to get really passionate and starts yelling at shit, Mark?
Yeah,
God.
Yeah.
I need my talkies. Or however David talks here.
He was when we did the Dark and Darker show, we originally did it at Luna's.
Yeah.
You know, Luna's Cafe.
That was fun.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's right. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're on the first one. So that was a good show, right? It was a full room. We all
Yeah,
it
dude,
was
I ended
great,
up with
right?
a fucking afro pick in my hair.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was a fun show.
Second one, not so much.
Ah,
So that one, I think we sold like close to 30 tickets.
okay.
You know, it was full, or 25. Luna's
That's all
Cafe
they
doesn't
need,
fit
yeah.
a whole lot of people. 25 tickets sold there is great.
Yeah, it is.
So then the second one we only sold 9.
Okay.
It was in June. June sucks. If you produce shows in June, good luck.
Which is crazy because
It's not gonna
everybody
be
says
great.
like summer's awesome and winter's when things are bad.
Nah, no. People leave town in June. They got other things to do. They're having fun.
Eventually, I'm just gonna think that there's no good time for comedy.
No, June sucks. June's the worst month for comedy, in my opinion. July is not great. Then stuff starts picking up around August, September. October, November are the best months. December is a little weird because of Christmas. January, February, March, April, May are great months. So yeah, June sucks. So anyway, we only sold fucking 9 tickets. It's hard to sell tickets in Sacramento, by the way, because of all oversaturation. They have 8,000 shows.
Yeah. Very much oversaturated. That show's fucking everywhere.
So yeah, we only sold 9 tickets,
And there's no.
I wasn't
open mic
there
going
for that.
on right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, but so anyway, for that show in June, we only sold 9 tickets, and then I wasn't there. I had to do Bricks and Hops. I couldn't be in 2 places at the same time, so I had to do Bricks and Hops that night. So Thorne hosted that one, and then Thorne. I called Thorne. It's like, how'd the show go? He goes, oh,
Oh fuck, dude.
Fucking bomb. All right, whatever. I fucking bombed. How was the show? Fuck, whatever. Fuck comedy.
Whatever. Fuck comedy.
Fuck
bro.
comedy, man. Fuck comedy. Fucking hate this shit. Fuck comedy. I'm gonna go to Vince's tonight, and I'm gonna yell
Yep.
for 5 straight minutes and call them all a bunch of stupid, delusional motherfuckers.
Yeah, we love David Thorne. He was
Yeah,
the
he was
last
really
guest
mad.
on the podcast, actually.
I know. And then I called him later. I was like, did you do all that? And like, no, I'll stay at home and I smoke some weed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very rare that
Right.
I meet people who I think like need marijuana, but I think David kind of needs weed.
Oh, yeah, he's totally got to have it. Yeah, otherwise he's going to fall apart.
Something's gonna burst, bro. Probably a vessel in his fucking head.
He got mad at me for trying. I'm like, you got to fix some of the flyers you have for these shows coming up. There's a couple of grammatical errors, and some of it isn't in alignment. Got to center out stuff. It's like, fucking fuck, God damn it. Yeah. I like angry David Thorne. You've seen him when he gets really legit mad, you know?
Yeah. When he's like almost quiet, he's like, "Fuck, dude, fuck," and it just slowly builds until eventually.
Oh yeah. When
it turns into a cacophony of David going, "Fuck this shit, bro." Oh fuck,
yeah,
I need a dab.
He's stewing. It's great because he's stewing about it.
Yeah,
you know?
he stews about
just
shit.
Gets.
And
Yeah,
he tells me stories
yeah.
of like how he would literally black out from anger and yell at people. I was like, oh shit, dude. From just blind rage, no alcohol, just fucking screaming at people.
I guess he's a dry drunk. I mean, you knew him when he was an alcoholic. I really just vaguely remember when he was drinking. How was he when he was drinking all the time and shit?
Well, David Thorne has gone through like arcs. Like for a while he was going through like a depressed alcoholic arc, and then he started getting into the slide whistle arc. You know, he moved in with his lady. He's a lot more calm, composed. I like where David Thorne is now. David Thorne is in a good spot, and that makes me happy. He's more.
He's in a good producing these shows though. I get him worked out from time to time, and it's great.
You don't need to work him up, Mark. It's gonna happen either way.
I know, but I mean, well, here's the deal. I also want David to do well during these shows, and I know when he had more energy, that's when he's at his best, when he's up with it, you know.
Yeah.
And I've seen David Thorne kind of go, all right, almost
Okay.
gonna recite my lines.
I guess.
And so for these shows, there's been a couple times that I threatened him with violence to make sure to get the best performance out of him. So
Describe
if
how
you don't
did
do
that.
well,
Describe how you did
I
that.
go, you got a feature tonight, so I need you to do a solid 15 minutes, and it needs to be great. If you don't have energy, I'm gonna beat you in the fucking parking lot.
That's
So you
funny,
gotta
'cause
threaten
David
him.
would rip your fucking head off, Mark.
I don't care. I don't care.
He would
I'll fucking
obliterate you
battle him.
so fast.
No, I don't give a shit. I need a good. We gotta have these are. We need these shows to do well.
We need the
And I don't
performance,
need-
goddammit.
Yeah,
You
I
just
will
start
threaten him
fucking,
with
like-
violence. I don't even care if I'll lose. I know if I make a conflict, he will do better.
You're just pulling. Fuck. What was that one movie? What was that movie with the drummers?
Oh damn it! Yeah, I know you're talking about Whiplash.
Yeah, you're just whiplashing him.
Yeah.
If I don't see some energy on that, you fatherless faggot, or whatever you gotta say to him.
Yeah. For the last father fucking time, are you dragging or are you speeding?
I wanted to do a
think
sketch
the
that
line.
was
I
just
might have.
whiplash, but it's at an open mic and somebody's just grilling a new comic.
I will do that. I mean, that sounds like a fun sketch, actually.
Right?
You
I think it'd be fun.
gotta boil the blood of Thorne a little bit to get the best performance out of him.
A little bit, but like
Yes.
you can't do it too much, or else it's just gonna devolve. It's gonna break down.
I do it every time. I make sure to get the best performance out of him. I badger him
Continued
about him to
success.
do well. Well, here's the deal. There's some people you got to calm down. You've been around with these fuckers,
I've been around
okay?
these people,
Some
yeah.
people, you got to calm them down. You got to level them out. You got to go, come on, it's not that big of a deal. And then some people, you got to go, what the fuck, dude? You better do fucking good today, or else
It's just
this is
crazy. I don't do
bullshit.
any of this shit for anybody. I just assume like they have their shit together and are gonna be fine, so I don't tell them what to do.
Well, I got to co-produce shows with.
Yeah,
people
yeah, no, I
sometimes.
get it. When you're working very intimately with somebody, it was the same shit with me and Dylan a lot of the time, where I'd reassure him or he'd reassure me if we were doing something together, you know.
Right.
Fucking A.
If you want the show together, then it should be a little bit like that. You should feather it a little bit to know their sweet spot.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah, for sure.
Again, we want these shows to do well, so we can do more of these shows in the future. So
Exactly.
that's that. It ain't. I don't know. And I badger him about selling tickets and making it episode. It's got to look precise. It's got to look clean. Oh, cool. It looks fine, Mike. Like,
whatever.
no, it doesn't.
It looks.
It's
fine.
fun. I'm like, no, it's got to look good. We're doing this for a company now.
Where's my talkies? So, Mark, what other avenues besides comedy, like in entertainment, are you interested in? Are you interested in like acting? or anything like
Podcasting.
that?
I want to be I like podcasting and broadcasting. I got to do more of it. I've just been so busy. I can't focus on it, unfortunately, with all the
Yeah.
show producing. But I want to go back to it because I like doing it. And I think, hey, look, I would have known all the comics I know if it wasn't for a podcast. You know, look at Legion and Skinks.
Yeah.
Like individually, if they just did comedy of their own, they try to get booked or passed by clubs. No. They got to where they're at because they did podcasting and because they put on a fucking great show that people thoroughly enjoy watching and tuning in all to.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think
kind of falls back. In line
So I
with what
think
we were
I-
talking about clubs kind of going against themselves with how they want to be pictured versus what people want to see.
no, I think what I got to do is eventually try to maybe quit my job and maybe go do podcasting during the daytime and then do comedy at night in some way that maybe I can monetize it, but I'm not quite sure. I don't have much of a following. It's only going to be like 1 or 2 viewers or some shit like that. So I got to
Yeah,
figure out a way
Shit.
somehow
I'm in the
for
same
that to
boat.
happen.
We're
But
on this podcast right now. Available on YouTube. and
Yeah.
Spotify.
yeah, please
click
subscribe.
and
Smash
subscribe.
that like and subscribe
Smash that
button.
like
But yeah,
button or I'll smash your mom.
I mean, when I was a kid, I wanted to be on like regular radio, but then regular radio got terrible, and corporate, and you couldn't do the shit that Howard Stern did way back in the day. So podcasting became the avenue for that, and there's ways to make money off super chats and all that kind of stuff. I can't figure it. I don't know.
Dude, start
I
on
want to
Twitch
do
24/7.
I want to do broadcasts. I was thinking about like, is there a way I can go somewhere to do some kind of weird ass cable access show in current times? I'm kind of monkeying around with having some kind of like tough crowd with Colin Quinn idea somewhere, but the two venues in Sacramento, I'm not sure if it's feasible to do that. So I don't know. We'll see. That's something.
Why not mix it? Find a way to do a live podcast at a fucking venue.
Yeah, I wish I could do it, but I want to be lively and stupid and where we bicker at each other. And
there's got to be multiple people with real personalities, you know,
making fun of each other, and then we don't really we don't really have to worry about the consequences of what we're saying and all that kind of shit. There's one venue I talked to.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's live, but there's one venue I was talking to. I'll tell you afterwards, and they're like, it's not going to work there. I'm like, I mean, maybe, but look. And then there's another venue that wants to do it, but they want me to rent out the place for $300.
Fuck that.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's way too much. I can't. There's no way. Like, well, we can clip it all and put it on the internet. I'm like, that $300 fucking dollars. I got worried that much. I'm already worrying so much about my own shows. I can't.
Like, unless
that'd be
this
insane,
is like an actual studio where people can't, like, it's not a venue like a bar or some shit where people watch. Like, if anything, they should be paying you for any type of event.
I'll tell you afterwards.
That's fine.
It's a good spot. It's just too much.
Yeah. I hate barriers to entry type of shit just because it works against people like you and me who we don't have anything to fall back on as far as entertainment. Like, we don't have ways of purchasing these venues because of some other thing that we got going on. We're just working from word of mouth mostly.
Yeah. But yeah. I gotta do podcasting on my own. We're doing the Maple Bomb a lot with my buddy Jordan Quattlebaum, but he's super busy. We can't really do podcasting like we used to. So if we do it, it's like, who knows? We can't have it scheduled out and pop out like weekly episodes like we used to. When we first did it, we were like nobodies. I didn't have a girlfriend. He wasn't. He was seeing his girl, but they weren't fiancés. He wasn't a manager at a place. I wasn't producing a bunch of shows, so we were just like, fuck it, let's just do a podcast together. So
fortunately, I have a pretty good setup with what I got going on right now, as long as I don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Make sure my sound guy doesn't like, okay. So podcasting. Yeah, I've been on your podcast a couple times back when you were doing it. You had me on there arguing cats versus dogs, which is great.
With Stephen Ferris, which was a hard guy to debate.
Yeah, he was so non-committal, didn't give a fuck about what we were talking about. He's like, I think they're both fine. God. I told him to take a hard stance, and he just didn't. And then I remember he just ended it with, like, I don't know. Mormons.
They're both great.
That's what happens.
I thought he'd be great. I don't know. He didn't really take a stance on anything, so he was kind of hard to talk to.
Yeah. Especially when, like, that's the subject matter is cats versus dogs, and we're being hyperbolic on purpose about it. Just lean into it.
No, he. That's Stephen Ferris, though. If you tell him to do one thing, he's not going to do it. That's just how.
I know.
That's kind of how he is.
Yeah, that's a disorder. It's called defiancy disorder or some shit. Something. Everything's like,
he hates punchlines.
What?
He said it recently. He's like, I don't like punchlines in comedy.
Oh no. that seems like a key part of jokes is the punchline.
Yeah.
It's like saying I don't like setups. It's like, what do you mean? What does that even look like?
I just, when I heard that, I was like, it kind of hurt my brain for a little bit. I was like, you got to have a joke that has a hook to it. You can't just. keep talking.
You get Have you ever
So-
seen comics that just have premises?
Oh yeah, I saw a couple last night at open mic. It was something
Couple
else. They
people
just,
within their first year are just like, yeah, only premises, no punch.
and then yeah, and their punchlines are like, so anyway.
Oh yeah, that's always great.
Yeah.
When the punch is supposed to be implied upon the listener, and so you don't have to do any work. I love that shit. That's art right there. Leave
Oh
it-
yeah, it's great when they just keep talking and they go, so anyway. And they
Yeah,
always
so
say
I went
that
to a
same
restaurant. A lot of
stupid.
Asians. Anyway.
So anyway, I always hate that cadence. One of my
Anyway.
biggest bugaboos is when in people's what do they call it? Misdirects. When they're misdirects or so when they say this. So, spoiler alert. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, I hate it too. It's like if I don't actually see it coming out of nowhere, if you're and then, I know I can probably figure out what you're gonna say.
Yeah. Just don't don't telegraph it to everybody like that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, like they're gonna see it coming, and then it's not
Yeah.
simply a punchline anymore. You don't telegraph an attack. I'm gonna shoot you. Bang. Wasn't that interesting?
Yeah,
didn't see
you
it coming.
just told me. I ducked out of the way. You're
Yeah,
like,
dude,
I'm
I
gonna
got 12
shoot
AC.
you.
What the fuck? I got 20 AC. What the fuck? I forgot
Hmm.
what a high number was in D&D. Fuck. I haven't played in a while. You ever play D&D, Mark?
No, because you got to study it and shit. You got to like
Not
take a
really.
course on it.
Not really. Can you do basic
No, I
math?
tried to play with friends one time, and I was just the rules kept coming. And after a while, I was like, forget that. I don't want to.
The rules stop coming and they
I don't
don't
wanna
stop
do that.
coming and they don't stop coming. Roll a D4, bitch. Yeah. Yeah. I
And
mean,
then they
there's-
hand me the
oh,
they
just
hand
hand
the
you book?
dice. Yeah.
Oh, the dice.
What's what?
Sorry, go on.
They hand you the dice, and it's like a handful of them and shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. They're all different. Looking at these geometrical patterns, like what the fuck? Some kind of caveman.
I respect that somebody. I respect that somebody was like, okay, no, we're gonna have a 20-sided die.
They had
don't give a
20-sided
fuck.
die
We're
in
gonna-
Egypt.
What's that?
They had 20-sided die in Egypt. A 20-sided die is not like a D&D invention. That's been around.
I don't know. I'm a dumb person. I fucking know. What the
I
fuck?
thought they were only 6-sided forever.
That's how it should be. You hand more people 6-sided dice and you figure it out afterwards.
Yeah. Because obviously square is the only one shape that makes sense for object. Duh. And then they start coming out with D20s, D12s, D8s, and it's like geometry bad. Me no likey.
I don't like these. I never liked these RPG games. God damn it! I was always down to the basics.
Is it because you're dumb or you're impatient?
It's a little bit of both.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. That's fair, man.
Yeah, it's either I want to hop on my enemy's head and he goes poof, or I shoot him and he goes poof.
Okay, so you're more of a Doom guy.
Doom in like platforming and platformers like Crash Bandicoot, which
Sonic the
I hold in
Hedgehog.
high regard.
Yeah, you put up on your story recently Sonic versus Crash Bandicoot. Who's better? Which
Yeah, what do you say?
that's rough for me, honestly, because like they're not the same thing. Even though Sony literally made Crash Bandicoot as like we're making a Sonic the Hedgehog, was like
Yes.
that was their intention. But
Here's the thing with Sonic, though, right? You can agree. Well, I don't know if you agree with this, but
I played both
Sonic-
a lot as a kid.
Sonic, though, they'd be like, hey, go fast. Go
Yeah.
fast in the Sonic game. That's how they advertise it. Sonic goes fast.
Sonic goes fast.
Now, but here's the deal, though. Speak hills in Sonic games. Mess around and go too fast. You can't even see what the fuck is going on because of all that blast processing, and you hit the spikes out of nowhere. I don't understand the gameplay of a Sonic game.
Go
Their
fast.
level design is it's like a coral reef. You can't see everything. You get lost all the time.
Well,
And then there's
we're
really
not
no
even
incentive to
talking
go.
about like the rings, right? Like the big rings that put you in the mini game, so you get the Chaos Emeralds, so you actually win the game at the end of the game, so you don't fucking lose.
Yes,
You can't just beat
we're
all the
talking about
stages.
the.
You have to get the emerald on every stage too, which means you're not going to be able to beat Sonic when you first play it because you don't know where the fuck everything is. And on top of that, you're going to miss where everything is because you're trying to go through it so fucking fast because the point of the game is Sonic go fast.
It doesn't make any sense though. It's a pain in the ass to play those levels.
Look, I loved Sonic the Hedgehog as a kid. Sonic 2, great game. Sonic 3, great game, right? But as soon as the Dreamcast dropped and they started
We're
having...
not talking about that shit. We know Sonic Adventures, all that shit is a mess. We got.
Dude, I got buddies
terrible.
who love that shit. Yeah, Sonic Adventures is a mess.
It plays itself. You just do it and you hit it. It's a disaster.
Why
they
is,
may try
why
to make
is
it a little
Sonic
bit under.
kissing a human being? Why is this happening?
I'm talking about the games that people consider the classics
The
that are
Sega
poorly
Genesis
designed.
ones. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
The ones
yeah,
you
because
put
it's just
Sonic
like
2 in the thing, and then you put Sonic and Knuckles on the bottom, and Sonic 2 on top, and you can play Sonic 2 as Knuckles. Yeah, dude.
here's the thing with the Sonic level. I'm not familiar with Sonic and Knuckles. Okay, so
Sonic
we're throwing
and Knuckles
that
was
out.
fucking tight.
Now here's the deal with Sonic. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what the objective is. There isn't really much of a incentive to go really fast because you die all the time. Well, you're not going to die.
Well, if
Your
you're
just
good.
rings will pop out. If you grab one of them, you're fine. Your health is regenerated. The gameplay aspects of Sonic are set up like shit, in my opinion. They don't make any sense. They go against you going fast. That's why Crash Bandicoot is a much better game. Everything's intricately planned out.
Okay.
It's all about just hopping on people, sliding, and fucking spinning on people. And then you got the dumb level where the boulder chases you. You got to walk towards the camera, which I like because they're intense.
I like those levels. But here's the thing: you can that phrasing you did for Sonic, you can do the same thing with Crash Bandicoot. Every Crash Bandicoot level is linear.
No.
Yes.
Crash Bandicoot is linear. Yes. Sonic is like a coral reef where you don't even know where the fuck you're going.
Sure. And there's a time limit, all this other crap, right? And don't get me wrong, I love Crash Bandicoot. I think Crash Bandicoot is, as a game, better. As a franchise, not even close.
You said it. Okay, you
Not
said it.
even close.
As a game, as that's what it matters. As a game, it's better.
Tell that to investors.
What?
Tell that to investors. What's made more money, do you think?
I don't
Crash
know.
Bandicoot or the Sonic series?
I'm sure.
I'm sure it's Sonic. Who has more furries drawing porn of them? It's probably Sonic. It's probably Sonic.
I know it's a better game.
Who had more games? Sonic. 100% more.
That's why I wrote better game. And I vindicated that more people, better games. I wrote better games. I'm vindicated that more people responded to Crash than
Are we going to talk about
better
the Crash
games
Bandicoot
is
racing
Crash.
game? Are we going to talk about the newer Crash Bandicoot game that came out? I don't even remember.
We can go over really, but I think the core Crash 1, 2, and 3.
The core Crash 1, 2, and 3
3.
you think is better than the core Sonic 1, 2, and 3?
Yes.
I'm okay. Here's what I'll say: as a gameplay experience, yeah, but
that's it.
Sonic
That's it.
Yeah, but Sonic is a better franchise. It's more
what does that even
memorable.
mean?
It's been around longer.
So you're more of a fanboy of Sonic, and you don't even know why you're fanning out over it.
No, that's not true. I'm not a fanboy of shit. That's not true. But like, I stopped giving a fuck about Sonic after the Sega Genesis games, right? Because like Sonic CD and all that, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Well, I'm gonna say their core games that people love so hard are not even all that great. I'm not even include all that Dreamcast Wii bullshit.
That's bullshit because what they re-released the games in Sonic Mania, like it was so bad that they made a game where new Sonic hangs out with old Sonic from those games, and then people were like, fuck that. Just remake the old games. And then they did, which was Sonic Mania. And
I stand
played
by it.
them.
I stand by.
They're still fun. They're still fun.
I stand by it. Crash. We go by the original trilogy, and Crash Racing's great too.
Sonic is mindless. Sonic is not like, you don't really need to think too much in Sonic. Just avoid spikes. Don't fall in the hole. You know.
Fooey. Fooey, I tell you, fooey.
I like. You could argue Crash Bandicoot.
I like exploring in my video games. Crash always rewards you to explore. You know what also rewards you when you explore is obviously Mario, but they're Super Mario World games and that kind of shit. And obviously Mario 64 and everything. I like exploring. You don't even know where the fuck you're going in goddamn Sonic. I'm telling you.
Then shouldn't you have more fun because you're exploring it?
You don't make any sense.
Shut up, Mark.
I stand by what I'm saying. What else do you got on your papers, goddammit?
That's literally it. The last thing I had was other avenues of entertainment. So
yeah, I want to do more podcasting and shit.
Yeah, dude. I want to see you do more podcasting stuff. I'm glad we could get you on here. How long have we been going on? 1:30. 1:30? Fuck, dude. I think this is a perfect time to call it. Before we go, plug your shit. Anything you got going on? Instagram.
Yeah, find me at Madman Maple on Instagram, TikTok, and I'm not on there much, and I'm not on Twitter. But yeah, find me at Madman Maple. We got graffiti comedy. Sam Mallett's gonna be there. Steve Eddy, Alvin Duke.
Yep.
Ryan Holloway. It's going to be a killer show. March 22nd, Lodi, California at the Wildwood Skate Shop. We got Bricks and Hops first Friday of every month. The next one, we're going to have Insane Wayne on there. So that's going to be a killer fucking show. Insane Wayne's he's the best in Northern California as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know if I've
me and my buddy David Thorne, we got our dark comedy shows coming up at where the fuck? Callback Bar. Right inside the Sacramento Punchline. I think it's May 15th and June 18th.
Nice.
The next two shows we do there. Oh man, the next lineup we got Robert Armodo and Subhash Sharma on a dark comedy show together. Now look, people, buy your fucking tickets to see that show.
Oh, for Subhash? Yeah, of course. Oh, we need to get Subhash on this podcast, dude.
He's got a story to tell.
I'm sure he's got plenty, dude. Like, even just him talking about Nepal would be fucking awesome. Did you know? You go there, there's no comedy, my friend. He's not funny, brother.
He's killing.
Not funny.
He's killing it these days.
I hear he's killing it, yeah. And that's what I want to hear. I fucking love Subhash, dude. But yeah, yeah, we'll see you around, Mark. We'll see you at the Graffiti Comedy this weekend. Unfortunately, the podcast is going to be out before the Brass Rail show, but we will see you just the way. Actually, I'll release it the day of it, probably. So we'll see you for Graffiti Comedy.
To all you ladies out there in North San Juan, I love you.
We love you. We love your sores. We love that you have a pill bottle full of what's it called? Penicillin in your bathroom. We love that. North San Juan. I don't know why I'm shitting on my own venue. My own venue's fucking town. Whatever, dude.
I love that. I mean, what other venue is like that?
None that I've seen. Wow.
Right?
I've done plenty of shows in like old buildings that used to be brothels that were haunted, because I think all of them are. But there's just something special about that place where it's like people have definitely died here and may still die, you know. Something special about like
it feels like we're on it feels like we're on an adventure when we go there.
Yeah, every time. You know? I'm making sure I'm real careful about who's standing next to me. I gotta keep tabs on all the comics. I didn't say like in February I had an all-woman show, and I could just fucking see how these dudes were looking at the women. You know, it was just like there hasn't been a new woman in town for 20 fucking years. You know, it's just like, God damn it, I felt bad. I felt bad. Book women.
That's a great venue.
It's a great venue. So many
Great
dogs.
venue.
There's so many loose dogs and open sores. I love it.
All right, I have to pee badly. Don't cut me off because I want to talk to you after the podcast. Are we
You got it,
wrapping
Marc.
up?
Thank you again for being
All
a
right.
part of this, and we'll be sure to have you back, bro.
All right, awesome. Continued success.
Continued success.